Yet, we survived. We brought heat to our homes. We healed our sick. We fed our children. Some say we broke our promises.
Frostpunk 2 is an upcoming society survival and management game by 11-Bit Studios. Its concept, much like the 2018 debut, will be centered around an icy metropolis on the brink of collapse. It'll be your role as the city's tenacious governor to usher in a new era of hope and prosperity. Easier said than done. Of course, what with the harsh weather conditions forever brewing a series of icy roadblocks to fumble over, it'll be a tough one, is what we're saying. And not just tough, but vigorously difficult, as made clear in the series' first entry. But don't let that steer you away. The original actually wound up earning itself a BAFTA nomination back in 2016. And what's more, its questionably bitter learning curve even went on to garner mass praise from strategy and survival fans alike. So, embrace the challenge, is all we can say. Frostpunk 2 will take place 30 years after the events of the first game. In a similar situation, players will once again be left to govern a struggling community out in the thick of a frozen biome. With the wrath of the icy conditions leaving those left alive to fight for every last breath, you will need to take your place and guide the city through the storm. Even if it kills you, you play as the leader of a resource-hungry metropolis where the expansion and search for new sources of power is an unavoidable reality. After the age of coal, conquering Frostland for the oil extraction industry is expected to be the new salvation of what's left of humanity. However, change does not come easily, and not everyone in this new multi-layered society will welcome this new direction. No pressure there then, folks. One of the biggest questions that has been raised countless times since 11-Bit Studios first announced the sequel is this: how will it differ from the first? Well, according to the guys over at 11BS, Frostpunk 2 will add a new layer to several of the core game's aspects, be it politics, society, or technological progress. So, expect a lot more than a simple rehash with a fresh lick of paint. Basically, what players should expect is a wide universe of choices, the freedom to shape the society and the city however they see fit, and reap the consequences. Frostpunk 2 builds on the conflicts of its predecessor, survival versus human values, life versus the Arctic frost. But most importantly, it adds a new layer that is present in many aspects of the game, be it politics, society, or technological progress, the conflict between humans and their nature. So, who do we have to thank for this frost-riddled sequel? Well, 11-Bit Studios, as it goes, the same creator behind this War of Mine, and Children of Morta. Unfortunately, we haven't actually heard a great deal from 11-Bit Studios since its initial announcement back in 2021. Matter of fact, the only thing we've seen is a trailer, which aired back in August of that year. In spite of the lack of details, 11-Bit Studios did go as far as to release a trailer to outline some of the game's key features. And while we could have done with some gameplay footage, it still helped to kill that radio silence that bogged fans out since the formal announcement. At present, we don't actually know when Frostpunk 2 will be releasing, though we can safely say that it probably won't be in 2023. There was a rumor at one point, actually, that said it would be shaping up for a January 2nd, 2024 launch. Having said that, 11-Bit Studios was quick to shoot that one down, so who knows? Either way, when it does decide to pop up, chances are it'll be on Xbox Series X, S, PlayStation 5, and PC. There aren't any special editions out in the open yet, either. Not that there will be at all, mind you, what with the original not having any. That said, if the sequel earns an equal amount of praise, then who's to say it won't release another Game of the Year version after its launch? Here's hoping, either way.
The world turned against us. Yet, we survived. We brought heat to our homes. We healed our sick. We fed our children. Some say we broke our promises. Some say we betrayed our brothers. Some say we abandoned God. But it is us, not them, who brought us this far. And those who make sacrifices today will reap the rewards of tomorrow.
Ambition. Do you hear it? It's restless. Ambition requires men to feed upon. It also needs time, direction, and sacrifice. But for every man who fulfills his calling, there are thousands left with nothing. It's them who knock and open the door to hell.